Selwyn. So I think that you and Bevan need to go straight into the book and to talk about what inspired you to start on this book and then take us through the book a bit.
Yes, thank you, Daryl, for the opportunity. We really appreciate that. What started the book, or what precluded the book, was the fact that one of Madiba's quotes, and I'm going to read it to you first: "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And it's a quote that's very personal to me. And it's something that started my BA degree in literature studies very late in life. And it has changed my world. And through Madiba's leadership example, I have found new courage. And that's another quote of Madiba that really resonates with me, which says, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. And the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." Daryl, I was laughed at in school in the 1980s. I'm from the 80s, the turbulent 80s, when we had to see Caspers going past us and military helicopters and police helicopters shooting down at protesters. And while I was at school, high school, having to run away from police dogs and tear gas canisters chasing us. But I was laughed at in school during that period when I shared my aspirations of becoming a writer. And that's why this quote deeply resonates with me. And I chose courage. Like Madiba said, it always seems impossible until it's done. And this book, Madiba's Quotes and Anecdotes, is a testament to that profound quote. Bevan and I spoke earlier before we went online, and we spoke about the commentaries in the book. Now, the book consists of Madiba's quotes, 27 quotes that represents his 27 years in prison. So we had to meticulously look at quotes that really resonates with us and that has an influence on us and that had an influence on us during Madiba's incarceration. And we use these quotes and anecdotes from Madiba's long walk to freedom. And we use our own personal life experiences that tie in with those quotes. And we incorporated into the quotes of Madiba, and it's quotes that really had and still has an impact on South Africans and the world at large. Mandela was universally known. We all know he was universally known as a true leader. Now, for us, we looked at leadership currently in South Africa and around the world, and we realized, Daryl, that true leadership is a very scarce resource nowadays. Our youth is battling with so many personal wars, and we can see they really need the help. Now, today's youth, I look at my children as well, they were told how we overcame apartheid. However, we failed to tell them how we overcame it. So by default, our generation, I'm talking about myself and Bevan, we knew what we wanted because we had a common goal, and that was freedom. It was apartheid, and we looked ahead to a free and fair and democratic South Africa. But as I've mentioned, the current youth needs leadership. Because I remember during my high school days when my teacher and the whole class, yes, the whole class laughed at me when I said I wanted to become a writer. So this book is proof that one child's dream cannot be destroyed. We cannot allow that. Each one of us has a responsibility to change the world. And on page 18, there's a poem that I wrote after Mandela's passing, and it's titled Tribute to Nelson Mandela. I'm going to read to you. Dalibunga from the house of Tembu. The cries of a nation in mourning message the world. A great tree has fallen, but the giant has risen. Dalibunga, you were raised to stand tall, like the river reeds beneath Mtata's mountain. and like a gavel, you stamped your feet in the Tembo house. Your long walk was slow and seemingly senseless, but slogans of resistance could not be muted on African soil or on the world stage. The spade of Robben Island is now a scepter. It holds our ground on the wind-swept hills of Kunu. Your long walk is now completed and your songs of freedom unmuted as it echoes in the house of Tembo. Utatamkulu, you nestled children on your lap, and now you rest on the ageless hills of Kunu. Yes, we shared you with the world, but they have a lot to learn from your legacy. Madiba, we are sad, but not broken-hearted, because our Rainbow Nation flies on your wings of emancipation. Thank you so much. Excuse my throat. I had a flu, so I'm still recovering from that. I will hand over to Bevan.